Nah. Cause see, it ain't what I want for the motherfucking bricks, nigga. What I paid for them, that's 30 motherfucking thousand, nigga. Each. That's 90,000, nigga. On top of what I would have made if I would have had them in my possession, nigga, that's 300,000, nigga. I want 300,000 for my shit, nigga.
These hard times got me hustling. I be sipping on that tussin. We came a long way from struggling. I know how I feel to have nothing. These hard times got me hustling. I be sipping on that tussin. We came a long way from struggling. I know how I feel to have nothing. These hard times got me hustling. I be sipping on that tussin. We came a long way from struggling. I know how I feel to have nothing. These hard times got me hustling. I be sipping on that tussin. We came a long way from struggling. I know how I feel to have nothing. I'm feeling like Chris Rock on CB4 cause I'm coming from low cash. The poverty rate up in my hood is so high and I swear that it's so sad. All I can do is just get a bag. I can't be worried about the past. If you try me, nigga, I'ma blast. I'm a jugging finesse all up on they ass. I came from the bottom, there's nothing, nigga. I can show you how to hustle, nigga. I can make the profit double, nigga. On paper chasing all about the skrilla. I tried to tell these niggas every day was hustle mania, but they didn't wanna listen. About to take them to school, nigga, no detention. I'ma shine hard cause I'm from them trenches. When it come to stunting, I be having money, I ain't lunching, yeah, I'm a professional. We be really getting to the dough, and I ain't throwing no subliminals. You see these diamonds on my neck, they so icy I can make the damn weather cold. Break a bell down to some bows. I was taught the nigga never fold. I'ma play the game how it goes, and I'ma keep staying 10 toes. They sellin' they soul for that dirty dough, and it bankroll over stank hoes. These hard times got me hustling. I be sipping on that tussin. We came a long way from struggling. I know how I feel to have nothing. These hard times got me hustling. I be sipping on that tussin. We came a long way from struggling. I know how I feel to have nothing. These hard times got me hustling. I be sipping on that tussin. We came a long way from struggling. I know how I feel to have nothing. These hard times got me hustling. I be sipping on that tussin. We came a long way from struggling. I know how I feel to have nothing. Sipping that syrup, slanging them pills, slanging them balls of the gas, I got deals. I'm pulling up black and I'm gripping with wheels. Get your paper, nigga, get you a meal. I'm living my dreams, I feel like a king. I iced out my ring, I iced out my teeth, I iced out my watch.
All right. Hold on, Peso P. Hold on. Okay. What's going on, everybody? Thank you. Hold on. All right. I had to make sure my levels were straight. But thank you all for tuning in. Yet again, faithfully. Those of you that tune in every week, thank you. To this episode 10 of Head and Letters Podcast. Episode 10. That's 10 weeks strong of doing this shit. 10 weeks consistently of coming here on Monday at 9 p.m. sharp, whether I'm working or not, doing this wonderful podcast. I think it was last week where I said that this is like therapy for me, in a way. If you can't tell, I'm kind of under the weather. It's been a crazy week here in the great state of Ohio. Ups and downs, twists and turns, blues to grays, rain to sunshine. It just is what it is. But the result of that has led me to be a little bit under the weather. So if I sound a little stuffy, or if I just happen to sneeze in the middle of this podcast, then that's your reasoning behind it. But like I said, this is from what I'm learning as I'm continually doing this podcast, how I went from me wanting to talk about music, which trust me, that is definitely at the forefront. But it also became a way for me to express myself and let out my inner thoughts about certain situations, about things that I am willing to share on this podcast without getting too personal in certain situations. I try to be when I do get personal, I try to make it relatably personal, relatably personal, or something that a lot of people can relate to, or something that I know I'm not alone in going through. Like the Fathers and Stoners episode. I feel like I know enough men who are in that situation. So, but with that being said, this being a therapeutic thing for me, somewhat, I've been getting, cause my four vices: video games. I'm an avid gamer. I buy games like they're drugs. Like, I gotta have it. Sometimes I don't even play. Man, if you knew the amount of games that I have never played, or I've only played like 5 minutes of, just to say I got it. I got the FOMO when it comes to video games, for sure. And I also had that strange, like, I had to resist buying Resident Evil the day it came out because I knew I wasn't going to play it. And then I bought it anyway. Not the day of. I waited a good week. But I bought it. And I can't play. The only time I'm free to play the game for real is at night or in the morning before work. But definitely at night. And I'm not playing no Resident Evil at night. I don't do scary shit. I tried. Hell nah. But video games, music, weed, and now this podcast. This is very, very, very much something that I feel like I'm putting myself pause into. It feels good to do this thing. But I'm getting motivated with all these vices that I'm having to make more. Well, basically what I'm trying to get to with this episode is what motivates me to make music. I said I need a muse, or some type of inspiration. I can't. When I was younger, I could make a song about nothing, about anything, rapping about rapping. Like I was just rapping about being a good rapper, or just rapping about the sucker MCs who didn't want to fuck with me because my bars were so, you know what I'm saying? I can't rap about shit like that no more because it just feels dumb to me to write a song about nothing at this point in my life. So I try to use things as motivation. Like if you just look at my last couple of even my beat tapes, I can't even put out a beat tape without motivation. So let's say my last couple of albums. Like I already told you the story behind Mega Man, but Lovers and Stoners, Mega Man, the Notorious Dubai Pack. Snowed in before Costa Rica, even having some Murgatroyd. All of these things were inspired. Like I got a muse to do all of those things. Like I just got inspired to do like some things. So like, of course, the beauty of Dubai, and I'm praying for that great city, country. The UAE, all that stuff that they going through right now, the wars and bombing and blah, blah, blah. Not to get into the political state, because I told y'all about the 3 Ps, or the 3 Rs and the P last week, but praying for Dubai and everybody that's over there, and everywhere else that's been war-torn, whether they for or against us. War is horrible. But the Dubai Pack was inspired by the beauty of Dubai. Lovers and Stoners was inspired by being in love and getting high. I mean, this is just that simple. But I don't understand. Not to say that in a condescending kind of way, but I don't know what motivates other people. But what motivates me to do anything for real is my main motivation in life is vengeance. I said that. Did you hear how my voice changed? I said vengeance. But yes, and I know that the good Lord says vengeance is mine. And it is. But I don't mean vengeance like I'm trying to get actual revenge. It's more of a told you so. I love to prove the doubters wrong. And I live with one. My wife is my biggest hater. And I can't even say she's a hater. She's just an anti. There's nothing that I do artistically that she will support. And that's not only disheartening, but it's definitely a motivational tool. So I definitely use that as motivation. Let me see if I can turn this up a little bit. How's that? Is that better? Is that sounding better? There we go. I just felt like that level was a little low. So, but did I turn it down or did I turn it up? I think I'm turning it down. Anyway, living with my hater of a wife, and I can say these things because her being a hater and an anti, I know she'll never listen to this. Now, that's disappointing, but it's also motivation. Because the only way she will listen to it is if I was to somehow monetize this and make some money off of it. So, if it's lucrative, she'll pay attention. If it's just for the sake of being an artist or creating, she gives no fucks. But this is where the hurt comes and the disappointment comes, because she'll listen to somebody else. She'll support somebody else. She'll repost somebody else shit. That fucks me up. But that's motivation. Also motivation. Knowing that my niggas ain't listening to my shit. Like I said, it's niggas I rap with. It's niggas I spend time with. Niggas I talk to every day. I even tell my niggas, and I hate that I hit that mic. I hope that didn't show up in the pod, and I just see the levels it fucking did. But even my niggas, I used to, like, every week, I post inside of my group chat that I got with my friends and label mates, and I would do my little voice speech, and I would, you know what I mean? Hey, everybody, I'm doing my podcast. Y'all should listen. Monday at 9 o'clock. Y'all should be there. It'll help me out. I know who's watching. I know who's paying attention. I mean, it actually tells me, not on Twitch or Spotify, but definitely YouTube. YouTube is a great tool. But not only are some of my friends, not all of them, shout out to those of you who are here every week, and y'all know who y'all are. Furthermore, I know who you are. And that makes me feel great. It makes me love you more. But I don't love those who aren't here any less because I know it's Monday. It's 9 o'clock. Niggas got lives. Niggas got families. Niggas, you know what I'm saying, doing shit. But I also know that Monday is the only day you can listen to my shit, regardless of the fact. That's motivation to me. Motivation is different than the muse. Motivation means I want to show you what I can do. I still need to be artistically sparked. Like something has to click. Like that's it. And I've been getting that lately. It's been a while since I've made some music, man. Over a year. Now I make beats still every now and again. Get the itch. I gotta make a beat. But I haven't sat down and wrote in a long time because I haven't had the motivation or the muse. Like I haven't been enthused to make anything, and I'm not a single guy. I don't make singles. EPs are hard enough for me. They're getting easier now because it's as time goes on, it gets harder to write consistently and create more than 15 songs, which is all right. 7 songs is an album, according to today's standards. But I wouldn't do an album any less than 13 songs. They really consider it a full-length LP. Unless we're talking about the amount of time. But doing EPs is something I've adopted lately. But albums is my thing. I'm not a single person. I like doing albums. I don't do a bunch of mixtapes. I do albums. And I haven't been motivated to do albums. Like I said, Mega Man was never going to be my last album. But it's the last album I've made, and that was in 2021. But like I said on Mega Man, I said 10 albums under my belt. Don't make me do 11. And I didn't even, I've always had it in a tuck. But I think it's time now. Because, first of all, pardon me, Paul dropped. DJ Paul. Who I would say is an artist that I ain't gonna say I idolize, but do I idolize? Because I know that I idolize sounds like I'm on your dick, pause, and I don't want to be on nobody's dick, but I look at Paul like he's the best. Paul is my favorite producer. Paul is one of my favorite artists of all time. He's definitely my favorite on 3-6. Yeah, man, I love DJ Paul, man. I've met DJ Paul on numerous occasions, and whenever he drops music, I'm motivated to make more music. And his new album is awesome. So Paul dropped. That's the reason why I want to drop, or why. That's a muse to me. Is listening to Paul's versatility and what he was able to do on this album. Y'all got to give me 5 seconds. I got to blow my nose real quick. I can't take it no more. Man, this shit sucks, and I apologize for that. Dead air is a horrible thing that I never want to have. It's something you will learn. if you ever decide to do a podcast or something, or get into any type of broadcasting, radio, whatever the fuck. Dead air is horrible. So I apologize to those who had to go for that few seconds. But man, them sinuses was building up. But Paul dropped. Not only did Paul drop, the Paul is being the muse, my wife being the motivation, my niggas being the motivation, even doing this podcast is motivation. It's a lot of stuff been going on in my life. You know what I mean? Getting older. Things that people don't talk about, particularly in rap music. I ain't gonna say in music because I know there's plenty of music about coming of age, about getting old, about marriage and being parenthood and all that stuff. So, but these things aren't commonplace in hip hop. And even if somebody was to do it, it wouldn't be like a groundbreaking thing. Or I don't know, because it's never really been done. Like the most adult album of mainstream memory is 444 from Jay-Z. Which is still kind of immature. But it's really not, though, in the grand scheme of rap. That's what makes it sound so mature, because rap is a very immature genre. But all these things are a motivation. And then my number one thing that make me want to get back into making music is this great man named Andrew Miller, man, who I can't say I know this man personally. That's one thing I cannot say. I cannot say that I personally know this man. He lives in Covington, Kentucky. Okay. So, Andrew Miller. Oh. But anyway, this young man, Andrew Miller, got in my inbox the other day. Sent me one of the greatest messages / compliments I've ever received in my 30 plus years of making music. And I'm going to read you what was said to me in this message. Andrew Miller said to me, he said, "Bro, my son is 5 and he is autistic. I can call his name 10 times and he won't hear me. But the moment I turn on your song, Post It Up, which is from Mean Green, which means my man's bought a Mean Green CD back in the day. And he still has it. And he's still playing it. And he's playing it for his 5-year-old autistic son." But let me continue this. He says, "I turn on your song, Post It Up, and he will drop what he is doing to nod his head." And then he sent me a video showing me that. Now, when he showed me that, or when he sent me that, I ain't seen it immediately, but when I seen it, I almost cried, bro. I can't even lie to you. Because, man, imagine that. Imagine a song that's, 17 years old, almost 19, no, 2007 or 8 when I made that song. So, yeah, that song almost 20 years old, bro. And this 5-year-old young autistic man is motivated to dance and move and, by my music. Man, It's the small things. It's all the inboxes I've ever received in my life about my music have always been something special. Because it's always unexpected, and it's always something special. It's like this girl from Italy who still follows me to this day. And she told me, remember when she got my inbox, she was like, is it really you? I was like, yeah, it's me. These are the things. But the muse is that what the great Andrew Miller sent me, and shout out to you and your son, sir. That's the muse. Paul's the muse. My life presently is the muse. It's the fear of losing. Well, let me tell you something that I do fear, that I feel like I should write about, and that is being or not being a good father or a good parent, mainly a father, because I am a father. But I worry about that. I worry about my kids leaving my house one day and years down the line saying, "You were a horrible father. My childhood was horrible." And they bring back up all the traumatic shit that I ever unintentionally took them through. I can write a song about that. Yeah, see, look, motherfucker forgot I was talking about music. But see, wouldn't that be an awesome song? Now, don't get me wrong. In other genres of music, there's songs like that. You know what I'm saying? The cat's in the cradle and the silver spoon. You little boy, little man on the moon. That's basically what that song was about. You know what I mean? My daddy wasn't shit to me when I was young, and now he old and he want to be shit, and I ain't shit to him. Man. That's kind of serendipitous, because that's what the fuck I'm kind of going through right now. Not that I don't treat my daddy like shit though, but that kind of went off topic. But ooh, I can write songs about that. I can write songs about marriage, things that niggas don't talk about. So, and I'm not the only person who thinks like this, trust me, but the execution, it must be done. But what motivates people? I don't know. Because I listen to the music that people make, and I want to know what motivates them. Everything I do is intentional. So I would hope that everybody does things with intention and with great purpose. But I don't know. So long story short, with this upcoming season, which is my favorite season of all, so much so that I named one of my children after it, spring. I love the season, so I'm looking forward to the season. But with this upcoming season, I'm going to start some new music. I'm gonna have to drop out of my leagues and shit online, my football leagues and stuff with my homies. And do the work. I have to do the work. I gotta do something. So I think I'm gonna do Having Some Murgatroyd 2 first, because I've been had that in the tuck. I mean, I got at least 10 beats for that. And that's just gonna be another EP, so I'm only gonna do like 4 to 5 songs. If that. I might just keep it 3 or 4. 3, 4 songs. Bang. Having Some Murgatroyd 2. and then I'm gonna start working on a new album, the final album, because this is definitely gonna be working for me. So, what will it be called? I don't know. I've had I do know, because that's the most important album I gotta make. So yes, it is gonna be called Soon You'll Understand. And now is the time. Damn. You see the forethought in me to know that one day I would have to make this album, because that album cover is almost 6 years old. And it's a picture of me and my mother. So I got a picture for my first, like I said, I did my first beat tape. It was called Now I Understand, because it was basically my message to my father. That's why my father's on the cover. It's a young version of my father back when he was trying to be a dope boy. I've heard these stories. He's never told me these stories directly. Trust me. But I've heard my father talking amongst his peers on some young nigga shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Back when he was younger and I was a little kid. And they was talking about crack and shit. So I know my daddy used to want to be a dope boy for a minute. And even though. So, but this is definitely my dad. One of my pictures of my daddy when he was definitely on his fake thug and stuff. My daddy's a preacher, heavily in the church now, and an evangelist and all that stuff. Travels the world spreading the word about Jesus. So he's not that anymore. But on Now I Understand, it's my father. Because I was saying now I understand. It's just the music. I don't want to hear nothing. And then the Soon You'll Understand was always going to be what my mother taught me. The things that my mother instilled in me that lasted a lifetime. You know what I mean? That the love that because I was raised to love. That is the best way I can describe it. Like, I wasn't raised to provide. I wasn't raised to, you know what I'm saying, build. And, you know what I mean? Because I didn't have the father figure in my home like that. You know what I mean? So I wasn't raised with the tool set. And my mother raised the type of man or men that she wanted, me and my brother and us to be to women, which is loving. So she raised us to love. But these type of things I can pass on to my children. And for this to be my final album, yeah, it could be very personal. So yeah, it was always going to be Soon You'll Understand. Which I'll probably put the album cover at the end of the YouTube video for this. But before I go too long, I'm going to go ahead and end this, because I try not to keep these episodes too long and get long-winded, which I've been apparently doing this episode. So, again, it's been a great drop-off in participation these last couple episodes. And just like on the turn you back on the Loke Pack episode, I forgot which episode that was, but I remember the title of it. And I remember doing it. But I was talking about how looking at numbers and shit can be disheartening. It can fuck you up when doing music. Same thing with this shit. So I'm going to stop looking at the numbers. I'm just going to keep doing the fucking show. Because like I said, it's therapy for me. I love it. And I believe in it. So I'm going to keep it up. Without fail. We got episode 11. I might have to expedite the monk episode. I pray for my brother every day. So, well, every day that I pray, because I can't lie and say that I pray every day, even though I try to, but I fall short. So, I pray for my brother every time I pray. All my brothers, for that matter. But I might have to expedite the monk episode. So, but episode 11 will be Monday, 9 o'clock next week. I wanted to do the fucking what was that? The lyrics that I hate. Shit with Ron. But I don't know. I don't know if I'm gonna have to do that with me and just me and occasionally Ron or rotating guests, but I'm still gonna do it because I gotta get this shit off my chest and I don't want to waste my time doing it on the show. But I don't know if it's gonna be the way I thought it was gonna be. So bear with me on that if you are ever interested in the first fucking place. But I neglected to do this last week, so let me get back to the basics and back to the regular program that I do. So we do this podcast and we are live every Monday on this very Twitch and YouTube. It's the Head of Lettuce YouTube. If you are listening on YouTube, please hit the like and the subscribe. If it's your first time here, especially, please subscribe. I do this shit every Monday. I'm also posting these up on Spotify. Just search up Head of Lettuce Podcast and it will be there. I ain't posted up episode 9 yet because episode 8 ain't got a single fucking listen yet, and it drove me crazy. So I said, fuck it, I ain't gonna do it until they get a listen, but it still ain't happened. So I'll be putting up episode 9 and 10 tonight. So both of those will be on Spotify, but who's gonna listen, you heard? But thank you for listening. I know those that do listen, and if you eventually listen, thank you for listening. When we reach certain milestones, we'll be doing certain things. Eventually, I'll be getting cameras and all that stuff. I got cameras, but I don't want it to be top notch. I don't want it to be bullshit. And if you know me, you know what I look like. And if you want to know what I look like, then keep on listening and tell people to subscribe and shit. So, and with that, we're going to go ahead and go on to this next song to end us out. We got now. Yeah, there we go. The great song. This is Ever Dope by me from the 1998 album. This is from 2014. It was recorded in my house in Coleraine, man. Back when we lived in Coleraine, we were still broke, but this is Ever Dope, man. I'll see you niggas next week, man. Head of Lettuce Podcast, Players and Thugs. Oh no! Oh no!
Bro, is he for you, hoes?
Nigga, with my turn me up something bad.
Ju BHB all
Chill. Nigga, this where I first jumped off the porch. Late 80s, early 90s, learned that the block was scorched. Got some real niggas behind me. First time I saw some crack, 93 and TLP. Real niggas on Bay Miller, Danny Bodie, rest in peace. First time I copped the bag, HV my nigga Rico, 20 bag wrapped in some foil. 1 blunt, 5 people. First time I rocked the mic, me and Elam first tape. 49, 29, Hawaiian Terrace 88. Waiting on the school bus, playing New Jack City. Everybody wanna be Nino, you done a man, you shitty. First time we jumped a nigga, first time I got jumped. Old school house parties, OGs doing a Humpty Hump. First time I cooked a pack, first time I hit the block. Nigga got addicted quick, man, and I still ain't stopped. Roll up a blunt, and I roll through Cincinnati. This where I first sold my ever dope. Nigga with my dad. Nigga, this where I first sold my ever dope. First sold my ever dope. First sold my ever dope. Nigga with my dad. Nigga, this where I first sold my ever dope. First sold my ever dope. First sold my ever dope. Nigga with my dad. Breaking down the natural leaf. Remember the truck up in the fake? Good weed everywhere. Dope boys on the three-way. First time I got robbed. First time I felt the steel on my neck. Cedar Avenue up in College Hill. Niggas throwing bowls, starting fights. Drag them in the river. Oh, he wants some. What you know about that, young nigga? Walking to the Reeds to get some weed. Yeah, the best dope. Vine Street down the way. Racing Green, Glencoe. First time I met Young World, I was trying to outbar that nigga. Way before Cross did, Birdman had the cars, my nigga. First time I had a burner, nigga felt like Superman, the man, the man. With that yop in my hand, the first time I cooked the pack, first time I hit the block, nigga got addicted quick, man, and I still ain't stopped. Roll up a blunt, and I roll through Cincinnati. This where I first sold my ever dope, nigga with my dad.